Gulliver Mickey is exactly what I thought it would be, although I was quite pleased to see that it was actually a story within a story. This short was originally aired in 1934, directed by Burt Gillett, starring, of course, the brilliant Walt Disney as Mickey Mouse, and we have Marcelita Garner voicing the orphans, as it starts with Mickey Mouse playing with the orphans, and he decides to tell them a story about the time that he was shipwrecked. And he tells the story about the time he once landed in Lilliput, and the Lilliputians decided to attack him, and we have that iconic image of Gulliver Mickey, in this case, lying flat on his back with the ropes coming out of his body, and the Lilliputians, or Lilliputians, depending on which team you're on, um, are obviously kind of crawling all over him and capturing him and trying to assess exactly who or what he is. As a big fan of Gulliver's Travels and a big fan of Jonathan Swift's writing style, I really like the story. I think they did it very well. Obviously, they were never going to include the Wynnum and all the different aspects of Gulliver's Travels. It was going to focus on the most iconic story, the first one in the book, and I think that that was a wise decision. Mickey makes a great Gulliver. It's a very iconic image of Mickey as Gulliver. I think there might be a color version of this at some point. This is black and white, but I think they did remake it at some point. I could be mistaken. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But we do have an introduction to Gulliver's Travels, so young children might watch this, or big children, or adults, and it might encourage them to go and actually read Gulliver's Travels, or a children's abridged version. I don't know if I saw this short as a child, depending on what it was released with, but I don't have any recollection of having seen it. I believe it was released on a couple of different VHSs. I don't remember it. I'm glad that I've seen it as an adult for what I'm considering to be the first time, and that's specifically as an adult who has read Gulliver's Travels, so I did admittedly have certain expectations. I'm very fond of the story, and it lived up to my expectations. It definitely did. I love that it's a story within a story. I love that Mickey is telling the children about this tale. It just gives it a little bit more dimension and makes it a little bit more special. I think it's very well animated. I think the dimensions and the perspective work really well. They've taken some decent elements of the story and given it a little bit of Disney magic, and I think it's good fun. I can't fault it. Gulliver Mickey is pretty sweet.